Hey guys, Hamster here with a new video, and welcome to another video that kind of goes over how items have changed in World of Warcraft Vanilla, the retail version back in the day. And I'm making this video because I made a video before covering mostly the dungeons and a bunch of greens that you got through BRD, UBRS, all that kind of stuff. And you saw the drastic change in items. And in that video, I said that the tier items were relatively untouched. At least, that's what I thought. Because someone pointed out that it was actually not that case, and they were actually drastically changed throughout the patches as well. And he was right. And today, I'll be going over some of the tier items so you guys can see just how different they were in early vanilla compared to later vanilla, or of course, classic WoW. And I'm doing this because you're not going to believe, this sounds very clickbaity, you're not going to believe, but it's crazy how much these items have changed, and you will see in just a bit. So as always, I'm on Classic DB, as you can see, where I'll show you guys the original item, and then I'll show you guys the item which it was in patch 1.2, which was when Black Lair just came out. Now before we go over the stats, there is one more thing I'd like to show you. This is fairly well known to people, but if you don't know it yet, this is also a fun thing to see. So the tier sets that we know now in terms of looks weren't like that in early vanilla. So I'm going to show you right now what the tier sets looked like in early vanilla. Are you ready? So kind of picture them, the cool Earth Fury, Lawbringer, Giant Stalker, those cool looking sets. Here we go. This was tier 1 in early vanilla. Would you just look at that? Look at that mess. You think when you get a cool tier piece, like a cool tier set, you'd look the part. And well, you kind of do, but look at it. They're just basic items, the most basic of basic items with, they're not even unique. I mean, this robe right here is almost exactly the same as the robe from Baron Rivner from Stratholme Undead. This kind of stuff right here is, I think, identical with Storm Shroud, and like stuff like this is like this random greens. It is just an absolute mess. But this is what you would get when you would do Molten Core in early vanilla, and you get tier pieces and you put it on your character. I mean, look at Might from Warriors. It is ridiculous. But if you thought that was ridiculous, get a load of tier 2. Are you ready? I found this cool screenshot. It kind of shows both what it looks like right now and what it looked like before. So this is what it looked like before the changes. Look at that. Oh yeah, we're doing a drinking game, by the way. Every time I say look at that, take a shot. I'm not paying your ambulance fee. Look at that, man. It's insane. Look at that. Okay, so Wrath, you look like a poor man's Death Knight, basically. Transcendence makes you look like a walking banana. 10 Storms makes you look like like a weird hunter hybrid druid kind of thingamajig. Storm Rage, you look like you're ready to join the Boy Scouts, or do some like duck hunting, and you have like camouflage on. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Netherwind, you look like you're ready for Queen's Day in the Netherlands. Nemesis at least Nemesis kind of looks a little warlocky, with the fell cloth kind of look-alike gear. The Robe of the Void, kind of similar robe. Judgment, look at that. Blue and yellow. Just puke blue and puke yellow. And then Dragon Stalker too. Look at the drastic differences in these sets. And of course Bloodfang. At least the color is kind of still the same, but it just all looks like crappy green gear you'd find when killing a level 36 Raptor in Stranglethorn Vale, and you'd either vendor or sell in the auction house for like a $1.50. It looks ridiculous. But that's what you got when you were doing Black Lair or Molten Core, and you got these cool tier pieces. So those were the looks. Now let's go over some of the items, shall we? Of course, I'm not going to cover all the items because it's 8 items per set. You have, of course, 2 tiers and then like a bunch of classes. So we'll be here till tomorrow. So I'm just going to cover some. And again, if you want to see all the items of your class or your set, I'll be sure to put the Classic DB link in the description below this video so you can check it out yourself. But for now, let's go over some of the items. Alright, here we go. Earth Fury boots. Very basic boots. Effective, great for Resto Shamans. You got your intellect, 22 spirit, 15 stamina, a little bit of shadow resistance, which is kind of like a running thing with the tier sets where you always get a little bit of fire resistance, shadow resistance, you name it. And of course some healing done. So, very decent, logical boots. Are you ready? Patch 1.2. 11 agility, 19 spirit, 13 stamina, a whole bunch of different resistances, and 10 frost damage. 10 frost damage. It's like, okay. It doesn't have any strength, so would I wear this as an enhancement shaman? No. Would I want this as an elemental shaman? Not really, because, you're mostly doing nature damage, but there you go. Those are your tier 1 boots for shamans, I guess. Look at that. Okay, one more item for the tier 1 shamans. Earth Fury, Epaulets, or Epaulets, or whatever you call that. I probably butchered it, but there you go. 18 intellect, 10 spirit, 70 stamina. Again, a little bit of shadow resistance, 4 mana every 5 seconds, and 18 healing done. Pretty damn good shoulders, It's exactly what you want. Nice, for some MP5, healing, good stats. Great for a Resto Shaman. Patch 1.2. Look at that. 17 intellect, 9 spirit, 14 stamina, 4 agility. Once again, agility. Bunch of fire resistance, bunch of arcane resistance, and 10 fire damage. 10 fire damage. Again, to buff your flame shock, your magma totem, searing totem, and your flame tongue weapon, I guess. It's an item that drops in MC where you can't use fire damage that buffs fire damage. I'm sure you have the gloves of Hypnotic Flame that drop in MC, but that's just one item. This is on a set, on a tier set. Would you wear this? It has decent intellect, and to be fair, healing done was very rare in very early vanilla, as well as healing and damage done. But still, man, 10 fire damage on your shoulders. There you go. All right, Mage. Look at that. Arcanist boots. Also pretty decent. 13 stamina, 14 intellect, 11 spirit. A little bit of shadow resistance. 1% crits, and 11 damage and healing. So not too shabby. Not at all. Patch 1.2. 10 stamina, 15 agility, 17 spirit, 3 agility as a mage. Because why not? 6 nature resistance. 3 shadow resistance, 10 fire damage, and also 10 frost damage. So you can kind of pick and choose. Do I want frost damage or fire damage? No, you get them both. You can switch between frostbolt and fireball. So that's 10 damage you can at least do in Molten Core. But then again, 10 fire damage. When are you going to use that? I guess maybe PvP? Because during this time, again, Molten Core, there was no like ZG. You couldn't go like, oh, it's fire damage, but I'm going to do ZG with these items. There was no Zul'Gurub, it was all Molten Core. So, I don't know. It's a little neat item, I guess, If you want to do arcane damage, you're kind of screwed, but don't worry. We got you covered in a later bit. For now, though, let's check out the Arcanist leggings. One more item from the Mage. 23 intellect, 10 spirit, 18 stamina. Again, shadow resistance, 1% chance to crit, and 20 damage and healing. Pretty damn good pants, not too shabby. Patch 1.2. 20 intellect, 24 spirit, 12 stamina. So far so good. 5 agility. Here we go again with the agility. I don't know what they were thinking. 5 fire resistance, 7 nature resistance, 5 frost resistance, 13 shadow resistance, so a ton of resistance, 4 arcane damage, and 10 fire damage. So you get a 4 whole arcane damage. Wow. Damn, 4 arcane damage. Not too shabby. To buff my arcane missiles I'll never use. At least not in PvE. To buff my arcane explosion, which, I don't know, during AoE, maybe, but you'd probably use Blizzard or something like that. Again, man, what's with the agility, though? Were they trying to, make mages less squishy by giving them a little bit more dodge rating and armor? Well, there you go. Arcanist leggings, baby. Alright, Hunters. Now, Hunters were indeed relatively untouched in terms of tier gear. They kind of focus around the same stats. It's not like the classic version relies on agility and crit and intellect, and the older versions have completely different stats with spirit and strength or something like that. Though there is a little bit of strength here and there on pieces, but for the most part they were relatively unscathed. I think the word is I'm looking for. Apart from the Giant Stalker's gloves, which I kind of want to highlight here, they have 18 agility, 12 stamina, 7 fire resistance, and 2% chance to hit. So very, very good gloves for Hunters. I know they don't need as much hit as casters, But still, 2% hit, chance to hit, and some agility, stamina, a little bit of fire resistance. Pretty damn good gloves for, MC, Black and Lair, stuff like that. Patch 1.2. 15 agility, 10 stamina, 3 spirit. So far, so good. 5 strength. Okay. And 2% chance to dodge an attack. What? What? I mean, when would you want to dodge exactly? I mean, it's only like you're rating MC. And when would you want to dodge attacks? Only when you get aggro. But when you get aggro, you can at least feign death. So why would you want extra dodge? I mean, I guess PvP. I don't know. Against strength, what are you going to do? You want like 1 extra damage on your wing clip? Raptor Strike. When are you going to use Raptor Strike? When someone gets in your melee range as a hunter, you of course want to, gain distance as fast as possible. You want to get out of that dead zone. So you're going to wing clip or scatter shot. You're not going to sit there and just spam Raptor Strike or Mongoose Bite or whatever the hell. You're going to want to get out as fast as possible. But there you go. Patch 1.2 tier 1 gloves. That's what you get as a hunter. All right. Warriors, kind of the same thing here. Not any very drastic differences, though this one is kind of fun to point out. Gauntlets of Might, 17 stamina, 22 strength, 7 fire resistance, 1% chance to hit, and 5 defense. Pretty damn good tanking gloves, 1% hit for, your taunts, a little bit of defense, strength, stamina, all good. Patch 1.2. 17 stamina, 18 strength, 11 spirit, 4 agility, 7 fire resistance, 11 shadow resistance, and 1% crit. So if you look at these gloves compared to the ones on the left, which are the classic ones or the late vanilla ones, these actually lean a lot more towards Fury DPS. I mean, look at it: strength, agility, stamina, 1% crit compared to no agility and no crit. Though this one does have hits, so but there you go. It is pretty different compared to the late vanilla or classic WoW gauntlets. Though to be fair, not huge. It's not drastic like the mage one we've seen. So, Felhard Horns, 20 intellect, 10 spirit, 27 stamina, 10 fire resistance, and 20 damage and healing. Not too shabby. Pretty good, Probably what you would want as a warlock. Patch 1.2. 23 intellect, 16 spirit, 20 stamina, 5 agility. Here we go. Once again, agility on cloth. I don't know, boys. 10 shadow resistance, 3 arcane resistance, 10 shadow damage, and 1 health every 5 seconds. The 10 shadow damage is not that shabby. I mean, you're mostly doing shadow damage anyway in Molten Core. You're not using, Immolate or whatever. And then 1 health every 5 seconds. Like, okay, cool. I get 20 health every minute. Ooh, Jesus. That's going to blow people's minds. I just want to know, like, they were balancing these items. Like, you think it's good enough without the... no, just put in 1 health every 5 seconds. There we go. Now it's properly balanced. It really needed that 1 health every 5 seconds to make it on par with the rest of the tier items. And again, that fucking agility, I can't get over it. Why so much agility on these things? I mean, it's not like it has 30 agility or something, but still. 5 agility. There you go. And one more for the warlocks for tier 1. Felhard Robes, 20 intellect, 31 stamina, 10 fire resistance, 13 damage and healing, 1% chance with spells to hit. Pretty darn nice. I'm pretty sure the ropes to volatile power are better, but still pretty nice. 13 damage and healing and 1% chance to hit, so not too shabby. Patch 1.2. 23 intellect, 24 stamina, 19 spirit, 5 fire resistance, 3 nature resistance, 4 fire damage, 4 shadow damage, and again, 1 health every 5 seconds. So yeah, baby, 2 epics, we're up to 2 health every 5 seconds. Yeah, that's really going to make a difference in a PvP battle or a boss battle. I mean, I guess they might have done it because of life tap. You get like health every 5 seconds, so you get like health through combat, and then you can life tap in exchange. But it's now we're up to 2 health every 5 seconds. It's nothing. But there you go, tier 1 warlock. All right, Lawbringer, Palance, the leg plates, 18 intellect, 18 spirit, 24 stamina, 7 strength, a little bit of strength, 10 shadow resistance, 3 mana every 5 seconds, and 22 healing. So a little bit of everything. But overall, not too shabby. Not too shabby, Again, a little bit of everything, but, there you go. Patch 1.2, look at this. 10 intellect, 15 spirit, 15 stamina, 23 strength, 5 agility, 12 fire resistance, 8 shadow resistance, and 1% chance to dodge. I mean, if you'd look at this, you'd almost think, propelling, you know, because it has like strength, it has agility, it's plates, you know, fair bit of stamina, and 1% dodge. You'd think like, this is more like for like protection paladin. I mean, you can't wear this as a holy paladin, you'd be screwed, you know, no healing. But there you go. One more for the paladin tier 1, Lawbringer Spalders, 15 intellect, 8 spirit, 22 stamina, 10 strength, 7 shadow resistance, and 18 healing. Right, patch 1.2. Look at that. No healing, no crit, no dodge, no nothing, just base stats. 14 intellect, 8 spirit, 18 stamina, 11 strength, 7 agility, 8 fire resistance, and 8 shadow resistance. Again, you'd look at this and think, and you'd probably not think holy paladin. I mean, it has more strength, it has agility, and it has no healing. So again, it's kind of like a weird all-round kind of item. You'd like, alright, maybe Retribution Paladin. It's very weird. Very weird if I say so myself. Alright, Tier 1 Druids, last one, and then we'll move on to Tier 2 items. This is just the Tier 1 items, so last few ones. Cenarian Belt, BOE, 22 intellect, 10 spirit, 10 stamina, 7 fire resistance, 4 money every 5 seconds, and 9 damage and healing. You know, not great. I know the Sash of Mercy is better. I think there's like a craftable leather belt that's also a lot better because it just has a lot more healing. But still, you know, not too bad. You know, it's a fair amount of mana. You get a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage, 4 mana every 5 seconds. You know, not terrible. Patch 1.2. 20 intellect, 7 spirit, 8 stamina, 10 strength, 6 nature resistance, and 14 arcane damage done. Look at this. It's 10 strengths, like, okay, Feral Druid, but it has no agility, it has no crit. But it also has arcane damage. So if you look at this, you think, balanced Druids? I mean, apparently Blizzard wanted to give Boomkins, Blizzard gave Boomkins a lot more love in terms of items way back in vanilla, like early vanilla. I mean, look at it, 14 arcane damage. That just oozes balanced Druids with Starfire and Moonfire. So there you go. Cenarian Boots. 13 intellect, 15 spirit, 16 stamina, 7 shadow resistance, 3 mana every 5 seconds, and 18 healing. Pretty nice, you know, not too shabby. Patch 1.2. No MP5, no healing done. Instead, we get, what do we get? We get less intellect, we get more spirit, we get less stamina, we get a lot more resistance, and we get some agility. Whoopity fucking do, I guess. So there you go. Those are some of the Tier 1 items I wanted to show you guys. Obviously, there's way more, but again, if you want to check it out yourself, you can with the link in the description below this video. For now, let's move on to Tier 2, because the craziness hasn't stopped yet. Oh, no. Netherwind Mantle. Okay, for all you people looking forward to Blackwing Lair gear, this is what you'd get in Classic WoW, right? Look at that. 13 intellect, 12 spirit, 16 stamina, 10 fire resistance, 4 mana for 5 seconds, which is kind of meh for mages, I guess, and 21 damage and healing. So not the greatest, but still, you know, not too damn shabby if you ask me. Patch 1.2. 27 intellect, 8 spirit, 10 stamina, 6 agility, here we go, once again, 6 arcane resistance, and 14 fire damage in Blackwing Lair. Well, you're not going to use Fireball, aren't you? You're not going to use Flame Strike, or maybe during AoE mobs, maybe like during the ads during the Farina, maybe, I don't know. Maybe during Chromagus, Fire Weakness, I don't know. But just fire damage. There you go. No damage needed. No. Just fire damage. That's it. Can I get art? No. No, just fire damage. That's it. That's all you get. Not more. There you go. Another one. Netherwing Crown. 26 intellect, 7 spirit, 17 stamina, 10 frost, and 10 shadow resistance, 4 mana every 5 seconds, and 32 damage and healing. You know, pretty damn awesome. I think most mages right now are wearing this. It's pretty damn good. Patch 1.2. 40 intellect. So, hey, that's not bad. 40 intellect. 14 spirit, 8 stamina, 3 fire resistance, 8 arcane damage, 8 arcane resistance, and 20 arcane damage done. So you can balance it out with your Tier 2 mantle where you only got fire damage. Here you get arcane damage. Yay, for arcane explosion, and once again, arcane missiles you're not going to use. Maybe during PvP, but during PvE, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, man. But there you go, that's what you get in patch 1.2. All right, shamans. Now, shamans, like I've showed you guys with tier 1, also went some drastic changes, and it's no different for tier 2. So let's go ahead and check out 2 items for the tier 2 shaman set. Breastplate of 10 storms, 31 intellect, 16 spirit, 17 stamina, 10 fire, and 10 nature damage, resistance, and 23 damage and healing. So, not too shabby, pretty good for elemental shamans, I guess. Patch 1.2, 31 intellect, 20 spirit, 70 stamina, 15 strength. All right, here we go again. 3 shadow resistance, 3 arcane resistance, 20 healing done. So, hey, resto shamans. But also 10 frost damage. So you get 15 strength if you want to go enhancement, I guess. You get healing done, so you still get to use it as a resto shaman. But also a little bit of frost damage. So you're like, okay, it's mainly resto shaman because, it has decent intellect. It has 20 healing done, not too shabby. But we're also going to throw in just a little bit of strength and a little bit of frost damage. So just look at this. It's a giant mess in terms of an item. It's going through like a midlife crisis. Like, am I enhancement? Am I elemental? Or am I resto? I don't know. Just throw everything at it. Just everything. You get everything. All right, Greaves of 10 storms. 16 intellect, 16 spirit, 17 stamina, 10 fire resistance, and 20 damage and healing done. Again, not too shabby for elemental shamans, Even for healing, it's not the greatest, but hey, take away the damage and it's still 20 healing done. Fair amount of intellect, fair amount of spirit, fair amount of stamina. So, not too shabby. Nothing mind-blowing, but still, not too bad. All right, 1.2 vanilla. 17 agility. Okay. 20 spirit, 30 stamina, 3 frost resistance, and again, 20 frost damage. So you get like agility, which is not great, I guess, for enhancement shamans, but there you go. More armor and more dodge rating, I guess. And again, 20 frost damage. So you're like, okay, I guess I can buff my frost shock up the ass. What else do I get? Frostbrand weapon. That's it, I guess. So it's all about that frost shock, man. So that whole frost shock meme where we're like, there's other like shocks out there that are better or more useful or like, in a different situation. Like you got fire shock, earth shock. There you go. He has buff frost shock. Yeah, make him do insane damage with that. So there you go. Oh man, what a mess. All right, one more for the tier 2 shamans. Okay, helmet of 10 storms, 20 for intellect, 12 spirit, 20 stamina, 10 frost, 10 shadow resistance, 1% chance to crit with spells, 9 damage and healing, and 18 healing done. So already, kind of a very all over the place item. You get damage and healing, you get only healing, and you get, crit chance. So still pretty damn decent for like an elemental and of course resto. Patch 1.2. 23 intellect, 17 spirit, 16 stamina, a little bit of fire and nature resistance, 20 fire damage done, and 20 nature damage done. So first you have like, okay, I got a bunch of frost damage from my boots, frost damage from my chest piece, and now I get fire and nature damage. So you get everything. You get all of it when you wear the full set. So, I'm sorry, boys. It's just hilarious to see. Look at that. What were they thinking? Like, were they just like, okay, let's just give every item a little bit of everything. So when you have the full set, you have like X amount of spell damage for frost, and X amount of spell damage for fire, X amount of spell damage for nature. And there you go. Yay, elemental shaman. Oh, let's throw in some agility. Oh, let's also throw in some strength, because you gotta like, I don't know, you want to go enhancement, I guess. What were they thinking? There you go. Okay, few more items left, because we left out priests, so I want to cover priests a little bit here too. Let's give them some love. Tier 2 priest, leggings of transcendence, 21 intellect, 21 spirit, 16 stamina, 10 shadow resistance, 10 arcane resistance, 46 healing done, and 7 mana every 5 seconds. So really good healing pants. Really good. Lots of healing. Mana every 5 seconds. Fair amount of spirit. Loving it. Full, holy, discipline, whatever you are. Healing priest. All over that shit. Right? Patch 1.2. Look at that. 23 intellect, 31 spirits. You get more spirit. 8 stamina, 14 frost resistance, 3 arcane resistance, 20 damage done by shadow spells. Okay. Alright. So initially, these were, I'm not sure if it was best in slots, but they were amazing for Shadow Priest. They were not for healers at all. No healing done, no MP5, Though they did have a fair amount of spirit. But look at that. It's Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest written all over that. And one more item we're going to cover today, which is the Pauldrons of Transcendence. 25 intellect, 13 spirit, 12 stamina, 10 fire resistance, 26 healing done. Once again, all over, healing priest, all over this item. 100%. Patch 1.2. 25 intellect, 13 spirit, 12 stamina, 4 agility. Hey, it's back. The fucking agility cloth meme is back. 5 fire resistance, 3 nature resistance, 20 healing done. So you're like, okay. And then at the end, 10 shadow damage done. So you're like, okay, I get to balance it out. I got a set of shoulders for both healing and Shadow Priest, I guess. I don't know. I hope you guys now understand just how kind of like chaotic and how all over the place these items were in early vanilla, where they were just trying to cram every spec into just one item. Like the Druid one, where you have strength and also arcane damage. 10 storms, we have agility, we have strength. Oh, but we also have healing done. Oh, we also have frost. Oh, and fire and nature. It's just a giant clusterfuck of stats just crammed into these items to kind of please each and every single one, until they later figured out, no one's going enhancement in Black Malaria. Most of them they're all just going resto. Same with druids, not many people going boomkin. So I guess they kind of catered towards that and said, let's just go full resto with these things. Let's go full holy or healer with these things, with the priest one. It's just weird. It's really weird. But then again, these were the items, the tier items in early vanilla. And on top of that, again, they looked like this and this. They looked terrible. But these were the items. So there you go. I hope you learned something today about how different these items were way back in early vanilla, and how much more powerful and focused they are on one specific spec in Classic. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I sure did. I mean, it's always fun looking back at these crazy, weird items. And once again, if you're curious about more items, check out the link in the description. You can look up any item you're wearing right now, whether it's a tier set or maybe an off piece or something like that. You can check out just how it was in early vanilla, so you can really see what people were wearing when Molten Core was the top tier raid, or Black Malaria was the top tier raid, and just how different it was. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. It's become quite lengthy. I didn't think I would ramble this much, but when it comes to itemization and items, I'm just kind of fascinated by that. But there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back pretty soon with a new video or live stream. But until then, I'm Hamster Wheel, and have a good one.